Thank you for watching my channel. Please subscribe and like. Now back to the news. Democrats are lining up to discuss their disappointment at President Joe Biden's poll numbers, with the 80-year-old president also under fire following a bizarre rambling press conference in Hanoi, Vietnam, on Sunday night. There's just no enthusiasm, Montana's Democratic Senator Jon Tester told The Hill over the weekend. You got to be concerned about those poll numbers, you just do. There's plenty of time to get them back up. Whether he can or not, I just don't know, but you got to be concerned, he added. Tester described the president as a factor in his own run for re-election in 2024 in his deeply red state. A recent poll shows President Biden in tight races with Donald Trump and the range of Republican presidential contenders, and running behind former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley by 6 points. Biden narrowly trails Trump, the GOP frontrunner, 47-46, in a new CNN SSRS poll. That is in keeping with polling averages like one by Real Clear Politics, which has Biden leading Trump by 1 percentage point. An unnamed Democratic senator told The Hill that voters are apathetic to Biden's 2024 campaign. That senator said that recent polls reflect conversations that they have had with constituents about the president. There's just no enthusiasm. It does pretty much come down to, well, he's done a pretty good job, but he's just too old. Biden's age is back in the spotlight following his rambling speech in Vietnam, as his press conference was brought to a sudden end on Sunday night, with his make-cut and jazz music playing him off the stage. Biden was mid-flow and answering questions from journalists when he was interrupted and forced to shuffle away and headed backstage. We talk about stability, we talk about the third world, excuse me, the Southern Hemisphere has access to change. It wasn't confrontational at all, Biden said as he continued on. Suddenly, the booming voice of his press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, could be heard butting in. Thank you, everybody. This ends the press conference. Thanks everyone, she said as she brought the presser to a close. Meanwhile, Senator John Hickenlooper of Colorado told The Hill that he was frustrated that Biden's numbers are so low despite a healthy economy. The voters think inflation is still running away. Inflation has come from 9% to 3%, now 3.5%. It's, relatively speaking, under control. Now we're not at 2%, but we're darn close, Hickenlooper said. What can you do? You have to continue to try and find fresh ways of talking about this, he said. I think we have to find some fresh ways of letting people know that the reality of what we're seeing is little short of a miracle, he continued. Another Democratic senator who was not named in the article said that voters were obsessed about the president's age. This is a guy that's gotten more done than anybody half his age, the senator said. In more bullish comments, Connecticut's Senator Richard Blumenthal said that there was work to be done that will include stronger messaging and more aggressive campaigning, but that it was still very, very early. The fundamental here is elections are about choices. When we are 6 months before the election, before a year and a half, are looking at both Trump and Biden, even the people who like Trump's results don't want 4 more years of Trump, Blumenthal said. This election is going to be a fight. No question, it's going to be a fight, and we need to be prepared, the liberal senator concluded. During a recent appearance on CNN, Democratic strategist James Carville conceded. The polls are not great. Jim Messina said Democrats need to quit bedwetting, but my wife's already changed me to rubber sheets, he joked. In an earlier appearance on MSNBC, Messina, President Barack Obama's campaign manager in 2012, pointed out that in 2011, the popular president was plunging in the polls. I just think Democrats need to take a deep breath, realize the polls are going to suck for a little while, as they did for Barack Obama, and next year when it's Trump versus Biden, we will win that race again, Messina said. In an interview with NBC News, Democratic pollster Matt Barretto said that voters are not saying, I hate Joe Biden and I think I need to vote Republican. They're just saying they're frustrated with some issues. We think when we fully sell the Biden plan and the Democratic plan, more of these frustrated voters are going to side with us than to take a chance back on Trump and other Republicans, Barretto said. Democratic Senator Chris Van Hollen of Maryland said that Biden's team should focus on the president's achievements. Prices are coming down. All the trends are in the right direction. So my strong prediction is that as people begin to feel the benefit of those initiatives in their daily lives, things will change, Van Hollen said. Meanwhile, on the other side of the aisle, one-time Trump rival and now ally Senator J.D. Vance of Ohio, that it's a myth that the former Apprentice host can't win the presidency again 2024. There's this weird idea that's very prevalent in this building, I hate to say it, among too many of my Senate colleagues, that we lose the presidential election if Trump is the nominee, the author said. Look, it's not going to be easy. I won't pretend that it will be. But I think he has a very good chance of becoming president again, he added. Other Republican contenders run slightly better in head-to-head matchups against the incumbent president, although, like Trump, those who hold leads are within the polls' 3.5% margin of error, signifying a close race.